I really think the market's turned, Spoonie. I think some people are going to get flushed out of this marketplace. Braxton, what do you think the opportunity is going to be?
I don't know. I mean, we're just kind of in a weird spot because we're still able to assign stuff because the people we're assigning to's goals are different. So we're still able to transact. But, I mean, flip inventory, like we talked about earlier, got one under contract.
Yeah, flip inventory is turning into rental and owner finance inventory.
Do you think other people have the same ability to wholesale?
It depends on their buyers.
Because I know, the reason I'm asking that, I think a lot of, when I got started, I wanted to be a wholesaler because according to the podcast I watched back then, it was the quickest, fastest, easiest way to make money.
Do that
with little to no investment. That's basically what it was. It was more like this, but I love this meme. I don't know where it's going, but if you don't have the contacts to sell to somebody, how do you make money being a wholesaler?
Here's what I think. Here's why I think we got an apologetic wholesaler on the interwebs today as well. One, it's good copyright. It's touching some feelings. It's making, you know what I mean? Everybody's been a piece of shit at one point in their life, and they're like, oh, I was a piece of shit too. I can turn my life around. So it's a little inspirational.
I was in college for 5 years. It's definitely a piece of shit.
Yeah, but I think it's also a thing where what do you think's happened over the last year? Let's say you're my wholesaler. You're my wholesaler.
Well, I think we're going to the same place, so I want to hear your
you're my wholesaler, and I'm buying deals from you, and I bought deals from you from I'm your day one cash buyer, and you wholesale me deals, and there's equity on the deal. It works for you. It works for me. We're doing business, and then the market heats up. Now you're still a good enough lead gen operator that you're still getting leads, but now you're like, the price of poker's going up, Corey, and I'm like, all right, but I've been buying from you all this time. You're like, yeah, I understand, but the price of poker's going up. I gotta make the lion's share of the money now, because I'm these leads are real rare, and I got a system that's dialed in, and other people will pay me more. So you kind of burn me down as a consistent buyer. Now maybe the hedge funds I thought were a myth. I never thought they existed, but apparently they did. Now they're outbidding me, and you're selling to them. And now they're out of the marketplace. I'm still in the marketplace. You come back. You think we're going to do business?
I mean, if we are, it ain't going to be for the same. It ain't going to be the same game.
It's going to be ugly.
So that's what I was getting at too. That's where I was going with that question, because we both had that. We're buying from somebody, and we're just consistently. One of the biggest annoyances in my world is somebody like, hey, man, we've both seen it on multiple deals. Yeah. We're like, hey, I got an assignment. It's $85,000. This is under contract for $75,000, and we're like, we'll take it. And they're like, hey, I've got a couple more offers at $95,000 now, so what's your best offer? And I'm like, my best offer is don't call me again. Legit. Like, I won't bid against those guys because I don't even know if it's a real offer. Like,
yeah, you got a daisy on the line, and
yeah.
We're a buyer. We're a buyer.
You gave me your price. I said yes. You said, you know what? I'm thinking again. We got to raise the price.
Yeah.
That poker don't work with me.
I mean, and I think those people have probably burned a lot of good relationships, doing it in that manner. You know what I mean? Where I really believe, we haven't wholesaled a bunch. I do see a bunch of interesting things. I see guys like Logan Bentley Fulmer getting into wholesaling in the last year and a half, doing these big massive deals, and I love the big massive deals. I think liquidity is key. I don't know. I think having that broad of a skill set that he has, where he can get a deep deal, a deep discount. I think he's got a broad skill set. I think he's rolling heavy with cash.
Yeah, I
think he's got a leg up on everybody in the fucking marketplace when it comes to that.
Well, he pulled $1 million wholesale the other day. Was that right, or 800,000 or some crazy number?
I don't know. I mean, he was talking to me about a 2.5 million on my podcast.
Like, that's unfathomable to most of us to make in a paper transaction.
Yes,
but he also has liquidity, I believe, to take that down.
He does.
He had to.
He does.
And that's the only reason. I mean, not the only reason. If you've ever been around Logan, I went to his classes. I would pay to go to any of the other ones that he that he does, like, because you always come out with more than you spent on that thing as far as knowledge. But the ability to make that transaction and make that $2.5 million wholesale is because you have the ability to close on it.
I do agree, but he did close on it. They closed on it cash, so you're calling it a wholesale, but
Okay.
It's really a wholesale. He owned it, closed on it cash, $1.2 million, I think, and then sold it for, maybe $600,000. Maybe he bought it for $600,000. I don't remember. It's on the podcast. It's on the YouTube channel. Go find it. Anyways, and then he sold it, and he made $2.5 million or 1.9 or whatever it was after closing costs. No big deal. Great deal. You know what I mean? Does good. He does multiple of those a year. Those big, high margin, big deals like that. If you're plugged into the right network and you got the liquidity to sustain it, you can do those sorts of things. I look at our big deals. We're signing some land to you. I think that's going to be a good deal for you. We got a 16-unit apartment complex. We're actually closing on it on Thursday. It's the exact same thing.
And we're closing on mine Friday.
We are closing on Friday?
Well, depends. There's some title stuff they're working out still.
Oh.
What's on the title?
Like a divorce decree and a death or something.
God damn it.
So,
anyways.
may not.
All I saw earlier was they needed the survey to reflect the easements earlier. So
Talked to Kitty this morning.
I didn't catch that.
That came up. So they're working on that.
All right, whatever's going on there. Neither here nor there. All that being said, we're making some pretty big wholesale fees this month. It'll make the rest of our year.